Hey,
No.
no, please. Well, hey, what's the haps up in this hizzy, my homies?
You know what? It's the spirit of Christmas. I'm gonna let you have this one.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah. Welcome and Merry Christmas, everyone. This is DDiscussioMs or Discussions with DDM, but I'd rather you say DDiscussioMs. If you have any problem pronouncing that, again, here's the pronunciation. DDiscussioMs. It's the Christmas seasons, like Donovan said. So I will be merciful as well for this time. I'll cut you a break today.
Yeah.
But next time, if you forget, who knows what'll happen?
Then chances are you probably would get a lump of coal from Krampus next Christmas.
Oh no, not Krampus. No, that's awful. But yes, I'm David. Hello, I'm David. And this is Donovan. He's back with me again.
Hello.
My loyal co-host. Yeah,
Yeah, it's pleasure to be here.
Yes, absolutely. How have you been? How's everything going?
I've been doing good. Just waiting for the end of the year. You know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, how are finals? How's everyone with finals? I don't know if those are done or not, but
Everything's finished. I'm free now. Like
nice.
I passed just about all of them actually. Only one like the lowest grade I have is like math, but that's still a low B.
Nice. Yeah, math is not the best. But yeah. Well, that's great. I'm glad you're free from the shackles of school. And
Yeah, for now.
For now. Yeah, for a little while. You know, it stinks.
Sure.
Right. And it stinks because he's like some schools, like another friend of mine has like goes back to school on like the 15th of January, but like our school is like the very next week or something. Like it's like the 8th or something.
I think it was the 6th. I might be wrong though.
No, the 6th was a Saturday. That's my birthday actually. That was my birthday. So
well, happy early birthday.
Thank you. It's too early, but yeah, I think we started on the 8th, and it was too quick.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, down with schools, down with education. We hate it.
That's why we're number 49 in the educational system here.
Mm-hmm. Like state-wise or just
literally state-wise?
Oh my gosh!
But hey, at least we're not Mississippi, because that's apparently the joke down here.
Oof, Mississippi.
That doesn't make it any better, though. It really doesn't.
You're right. No, it doesn't. Excuse me. But yes, it's December. Honestly, I don't really care anymore. I don't know how you feel about it, but Christmas is kind of like, I don't care what I'm getting or anything.
I mean, at this point, when you're this old, you kind of know what you want, right? And like, I wouldn't say what's the point of like people giving you gifts, because that's not what it's really about. The season of giving, anyways, rather than receiving. But at the same time, it's like you could just buy your own stuff at this point.
Pretty much, yeah. And what I would like is like a DSLR, like a really good camera, but those are like way too expensive.
Yeah,
like like really good ones, like maybe $1,200 or something. But yeah, I'm gonna save up for that. I'm not gonna make anyone buy me that. That would be too nice. But I'd be grateful though. You don't have to do it, but I'd like if you did. Just kidding. But yes,
that's okay. I'll make the what's it called? Oh, what is it called when you donate money to a website?
I'm joking.
Okay. we ain't going that far.
Okay.
I like you, but I don't like it that much. We ain't going. We're not going that far, sir. I was going with one of those like donation things, like
Okay.
when people donate for like game design, they'll like have a petition to like donate money.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the name of the
Is it?
website off the bat.
I can't think of it either. Is it Salvation? Not Salvation Army, is it?
No,
That's something else.
That's like Goodwill.
Okay. I don't like Goodwill.
Oh, what is it? It's like when people donate money. It's not Twitch.
It's another streaming platform like that.
No, it's not a streaming platform, but it's where you set up like a web page, and for like a certain amount of money you donate it, and like the more people donate money, the more it'll like get traction or something. Right. People normally do it when they're sick, just to raise money for themselves to get the health care.
I can't remember. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember it.
Watch, I'm gonna be thinking about this the whole stream too.
Yeah. But if you want to resort to the other thing, I'll let you use the camera first before you give it to me. That's dirty. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. But we're just gonna hang out. Just gonna have like a good time. Have. I wish we had a fireplace video. Actually, let me see if I can do that for the aura. Not the aura. Stupid. Gosh. Ambience, not aura. I'm so sorry. Brain rot.
Brain rot that to you.
Fireplace. 1 hour. Sure. Yeah. We got to have maybe some jazz, light jazz. What do you think?
You like jazz?
I'm trying to find something that doesn't have ads with it.
It's a fundraiser.
That's what it is.
That's what I was trying to find. It's a fundraiser.
That's right.
But normally there's a website where you can do it, but I'm too bothered to try and find it.
Right.
It took me that long to figure out one word, let alone what the actual website is.
That's right. All right, I'm going to see if this we'll try it out. If I don't get copyrighted for
just find royalty-free stuff, or better yet, find the royalty-free ambience. I
just have ambience.
Made famous by study time ASMR people, by the way.
We can't let people know about that. let's just see how this works.
I don't think they know what it is anyways.
Well, they're about to. Yeah. Sit back.
Realistically,
relax.
You'd be more cold than actually hot.
You're right. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
You would be freezing, even if there's a fireplace.
Yeah, that's true. Unless it's was it a window?
No, it was just outside, like a patio or something.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a fireplace. Screw it. It's at least quiet enough. But yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work. What if we did like? It's distracting. I don't want to leave the studio. That was wrong, but yeah, that's just. We're just gonna talk.
All right.
But I don't know how we're gonna do the layout. But so we'll talk about some things. For one thing, I have seen Kraven the Hunter, and I'll tell you my thoughts on that. We could talk about since we talk about movies and stuff like that, we talk about certain movies that we remember vividly getting for Christmas presents. And other than that, we'll see where the night takes us on this silent, oh holy night. Jingle bells.
Ring and jingle bells rock.
Jingle Bells Rock. Stasty the Fro Man. Yeah. But yes, I have seen Kraven the Hunter. And it's not good.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah, go figure. At all. It's why was I optimistic about this movie? I actually was excited for a certain bit. I was kind of like, maybe it'll be good. No, it's really bad. Have you seen the Rotten Tomatoes score for it?
Mm-mm.
Oh boy, let me pull it up because it's really funny. Just to give you a taste, and I'm surprised at the audience score too, which is very surprising. Here we go. Look at that.
Huh?
No. I don't get that.
That's like Venom 1 almost.
Venom 1 at least was like a 31 or 32.
Yeah, but it was the same way how the audience was bigger than the tomato score.
Right. Which is weird because everyone that I've been seeing said it was bad. Like every video I pulled up. And the real question is it that people have been asking is it worse than Madam Web? In some places, yes. Because it's not really funny or enjoyable. But other times it is better just because of the action. And the action is pretty good in some areas, I will say. Well, for one thing, it's a bad way to end off. By the way, this is what they're saying, that this is probably the last movie in the Sony Spider-Man universe. So,
good.
Yeah, bad way to end off the franchise. So you don't even have Spider-Man in the universe, and having Kraven there. I mean, he's a good character. Like he's a good character even without Spider-Man. But this movie doesn't do anything with it and doesn't dive into the character really. For one thing, they made him super young. I don't know if I want to see him that young. And also, Aaron Taylor Johnson's not the best choice, I think. Even from like first hearing that he would be cast, I'm kind of like, what? Him? He just doesn't. He does a good job with what he's given, but he's just not a good Kraven. I'm sorry, and he's not even. He doesn't even talk in his Russian accent.
I was just about to ask you, isn't Kraven Russian?
Yeah, Sergei Kravinov is his name. That's a Russian name, and his dad, Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I want to say about Russell Crowe, he talks and acts like Kraven. Like he was more Kraven than Kraven in the movie. And if you sorry, go ahead.
No, it's probably because Russell Crowe was trying to save the movie.
I would agree he kind of did in a way, just because he's a good actor. It's Gladiator, but
yeah,
it was just, if you got him to do the voice of Kraven in a cartoon or something, he'd be great. Mm-hmm. He's a lot more like Kraven than the Aaron Taylor Johnson is, but it's just kind of a weird. So the character of Kraven, Aaron Taylor Johnson, he's like an animal lover, but he's also not. It's really confusing. Like men are like the real monsters or something, which
sounds like it goes against what Kraven normally is. He's the hunter for a reason.
Mm-hmm. I feel like he'd hunt everybody or everything or everybody because he hunts Spider-Man.
Speaking of that, I noticed like on the set photos or like the teaser image or whatever you want to call it, he had the lion fur. Does he have it in the film?
At the very end, yes. I forgot to say,
serious?
I'm dead ass serious. Spoilers if you even care. But yes, at the very end. And by the way, it's like that's the lion that mauled him, and like the lion didn't give him powers, I think. His blood went, like the lion's blood went into his blood. Or maybe that was like remnants of Craven's blood that just dropped back into his body. I don't know what that was. But yeah, the lion's killed and he wears it. And it's weird because it's like he gets mad when people are like killing the bison and like ripping off their horns. So it's like, whose side are you on, man? And
it sounds like it's only acceptable to hunt if he's the one hunting.
Sure. It's so confusing, dude. And like he has powers which shouldn't be a thing, right? Because I didn't remember anything about Kraven having powers in the comics.
Only Kraven that had powers was in Spectacular Spider-Man. That's when he was like a lion, like mutant hybrid or whatever you want to call him.
Which I will say, I love Spectacular Spider-Man, but that was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Well, I don't think it was stupid. It was just kind of weird.
Yes.
Like, it made no sense.
Mm-hmm. Like you hunt animals and then you become an animal. Yeah. Okay.
While also hunting an animal-themed character.
Spiders aren't animals. They're like, yeah, right. Shut up. But yeah. Spiders count as animals, right? Like they
should.
I feel like an animal is anything that's just not
I mean,
human.
it's a classification of animal. It should count.
Yeah. Like fish. Fish count. I hope. But yeah, he has powers. He can climb on walls. He's super strength. He can like rip someone's nose off with his teeth, which happened in the trailer. He's just good at that. And he has weapons in a little outhouse he has in the woods somewhere. And he sets up traps and stuff. That's one thing I liked. There was this fight scene where he was killing a bunch of soldiers, and there was a really gory scene where he like pulled this guy's body towards a trap, and he just went everywhere, like guts and everything. But I'm not saying I like that, but it gives the rated R helps, I will say, for those few minutes of action we get, helps a little bit. Calypso's in the movie. She doesn't do anything.
Who is that?
Calypso, that's Kraven's wife in the comics. But she doesn't do anything. They don't get married or anything. There's no implications of anything there. She gives Kraven a potion after the lion mauled him, and that's how they know each other. So that magic potion was to help him like live, and then he got the powers because of that. So now he can talk to animals. It's so stupid, dude.
Look, we clown on Aquaman for talking to fish. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want Kraven to be doing the same thing.
No. I mean, it's in the name. Aquaman. Kraven, the hunter, doesn't hunt animals. Wait, what are you doing? And then, so I guess we can talk about the rest of his family, or maybe we'll get to that. The villain is Rhino, and it's a dude. I don't remember his name, but he used to work with Kraven's dad.
I did manage to see the Rhino and what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. I don't hate the design, but it's the CGI that really doesn't really help.
I mean, after giving it a full look, because I saw it today, like they showed it on YouTube, it's not a bad design.
No.
But it kind of suffers from the lizard, what I call like the lizard look from the Amazing Spider-Man 1, and it's mostly on the face. but everywhere
Yeah.
else was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have fit perfectly in the Amazing Spider-Man universe instead of the mech suit.
Yes. Although
Because
I actually like the mech suit, but that's just me. But
I mean, the mech suit's okay, and I like it makes sense.
mm-hmm.
But you already had a cross species, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And in the TASM 1 video game, there was a cross species rhino.
Mm-hmm.
It would have made sense to like kind of go with that sort of thing again, but
Right.
this time with someone different if you really wanted Rhino in the movie so bad.
Yeah. But
Either
yeah,
way, it still wouldn't have saved TASM 2, but still.
right. Yeah, but this what everyone's been saying about Rhino being bad, what their opinions are correct. But my problem is that it's Craven fighting Rhino. It's another villain fighting another villain, but one of them's good. And it's the same problem with all the other Sony movies that happen. Venom is the exception. I can see that. But then Morbius and Craven are good guys, but also not. They're like anti-heroes. It doesn't make sense. All of it doesn't make sense. But the family, there is something I like about this movie. So but that's later. So the family consists of Russell Crowe and his brother, Craven's brother, who is Chameleon. Which,
Word?
yeah, Chameleon's in this movie. And
Does he have any powers or anything? Or
so what they do is actually interesting. They had him at first. So this was a few years later after the accident with the lion. They've gone apart for a couple of years because like I need to figure out my powers. And he's like, just go, leave me with the abusive dad, which I don't see the abusive dad part. He seemed pretty fine. He's good at, so at the beginning, they don't like their dad because he just isn't he's not a good dad, is what they say. And so he does an impression of his dad, and it's actually really spot on. So that's one thing that adds to it, and that you can tell. It's like, oh, okay, I can see that. And then a few years later, he owns his own bar, the brother. I forgot his name, Dimitri, I think this is his name. And he is singing like Harry Styles songs and others, and he sounds like Harry Styles. And he does that with every I thought the Harry Styles thing was stupid, but he does that with every other artist that he does. And the dad's like, he's really good at that. He's like a chameleon. And I was like, oh,
So he's just an impressionist, is what you're telling me.
Not just that. That's what starts it, and that's what makes it interesting. He then, well, it's at the end, at the very end, where he said he went to a doctor. It's like 1 year later after the final battle in the movie. 1 year later, and he said he's been seeing a doctor, and he and Craven get in an argument after that. Then he goes out. Craven's like, wait, and he turns around, and it's Craven's face, like Craven's looking at himself.
Yeah,
and then Dimitri, the brother, walks away, shapeshifts into the chameleon face, and then turns back into his normal face. So that's what the doctor did, apparently. So made him look like that. I'm gonna see if I can look up an image of chameleon from Craven.
because it sounds like you're talking about a mutant, or like someone with like mutant like powers. Not X-Men mutant, you know, but
Right.
someone with like different, like a shape-shifting DNA power.
Right. Yeah, but someone like his face was altered. He looks like chameleon, kind of crappy looking, but they're.
I mean, to be fair, in the comics, it's just kind of bad on its own.
Yeah, but I still kind of liked it. I've always been fascinated by Chameleon. I thought it was pretty cool. He was the first villain Spider-Man fought.
Oh,
which is pretty neat.
Which is weird given the fact that he has never had a single screen time in any live action film or in
Yes.
any animated show as the first villain.
Wasn't well, yeah. He wasn't in was he in the 90s Spider-Man show?
He was in the animated series, but he got his power of shape-shifting with a belt. I think it was a belt made by Alistair Smythe.
Okay.
And it was allowed him to fully turn his entire body, voice, and face and everything into that person. So if he wanted to cosplay as, act like he's Peter Parker, well, he could just press a button on his belt buckle, scan the Peter's face, and he'd turn into Peter Parker.
Okay. Gotcha.
On all these shows I know he was in was that one in Spectacular Spider-Man. But in Spectacular, he was more of the master of disguise sort of thing.
I liked him in I really liked him in that.
Yeah.
Everything with Spectacular Spider-Man. Everything like that was cool. All the characters did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find a good image. It's hard because they don't actually have because you can't find it on Google for some reason. But luckily, I have TikTok. And I know that's not what people want me to say. But so spoilers for the movie, I guess. But this is what he looks like. And I do want your opinions because I have some of my own.
Oh.
Yeah. So he kind of looks like that movie, what was that movie? Planet 51 looking. Not Planet 51. It's not really good CGI. Let me try to go back a little bit.
It looks like iRobot.
Yeah, it does kind of look like iRobot. But it's not the best. But I kind of like what they did with him. That's one thing I'll say.
I will say, I do like the comic accuracy they were attempting to go for.
Yeah.
What I don't like is how some things in comics should not be adapted. That looks like one of them.
Yeah, if they made it realistic, kind of maybe had him. I don't know how you do that.
Well, here's a start. You can have him have a nose.
That is true. Maybe he could have a disfigured face.
Or just pale skin or something.
Yeah, that could work.
But I do like that concept, what he did.
Yeah. I thought he was. Actually, there is a pretty. Well, I don't know if this was a good look or not, but I just found something on Google that has a concept of chameleon in live action.
That would look 10 times better if he didn't look like Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, he looks like, to me, just Jason, yeah. He also looks like Taskmaster in the new Thunderbolts movie.
To me, he kind of looks almost like Prowler with the suit.
Yeah, I agree.
Jason with a Prowler suit would, oh god, that'd be haunting.
Yeah. Also, I do like the belt. What you mentioned earlier, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that would go hard, dude. The more I'm thinking about it, the more it's like, whoa, that'd be awesome.
I mean, you would think because everybody loves to do nanotech or like some sci-fi futuristic technology in the MCU, chameleon hasn't fit right in yet.
Right.
Because they could adapt the belt idea.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe transmogrify him or something.
Mm-hmm. At least that makes more sense than just nanotech and everything. Maybe he uses nanotech. I mean, that's fine too. I mean, I don't know. The 60s were a weird time. Making up weird random shit. But Anyway, so there's this whole side plot about like Craven's mom and how he left her to die. Like the dad left her to rot in a psychiatric hospital or something. And that's never explained what happens there. But there's one thing where he gets this kind of like a fear toxin, but not exactly. He gets flashbacks of his mom, and he has afraid of spiders. So that shot,
he is.
The shot in the trailer with all the spiders in the woods, because you can't show Spider-Man.
But we got to make the fans remember that this is a Spider-Man related film.
Yeah. I think the only time that was good when it was in Let There Be Carnage, when they actually like smushed a spider, and that was fine. That was better. But this one is just kind of like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that was too on the nose too. But yeah, that's never really explained, and the whole thing with the dad's just confusing. And he's not even like, the dialogue is just really bad. The dialogue's terrible. The delivery's terrible. Everyone seems bored, but I've heard they had fun making the movie, which is kind of confusing. Well, that's not true. You can tell some people were hamming it up and having fun with it. I think it was just Calypso that was okay. The dialogue was really bad. Some of the stuff that wasn't meant to be funny was really funny. Like I actually like laughed out loud. I forgot what part. Well, actually, no. I do remember, but it's hard to explain what happened. You'd have to see it for yourself. But
like how we're talking about Craven, and I'm on YouTube. The first thing I see is Penguin Zero's review of it, literally titled "Craven movie is bad."
I would like to hear his review, honestly. I'll get it up in a second. I do want to hear what he says. Let's see, Craven. He's not wrong. But like I said, the action's pretty good. But it all just falls apart. There's a lot of really stupid moments. And like the first 8 minutes was probably the best part of the movie.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a part where he was like, a wolf was growling at him, and then he used his eyes, like his eyes turned yellow, golden, and the wolf just turned good and just ran away. So he could talk to animals. It's so dumb.
Lol.
But yeah, this Sony universe was bad, with a few exceptions of kind of cool, like Venom. But that's the only one. And Madam Web is technically not even in that universe, so.
Okay, good. That's a good thing.
Yeah. But just imagine if they were Andrew Spider-Man villains, dude. That would have been so cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him with Tom Spider-Man.
No.
Stupid. But it's a 2 out of 10 movie. I don't like it. I don't think I forgot anything. Yeah, it's glorious. It's just so good for all the wrong reasons. What's up?
They leaked the post-credit scene on YouTube, and I'm watching it now.
Wait, there's a post-credit? They said it wasn't. Google said there wasn't a post-credit scene.
It's the chameleon thing. They called it post-credit scene for some reason.
Okay, here. Do you mind sharing your screen?
No, I'm actually on my TV screen.
Oh, okay.
I'm on my TV screen where they actually do the chameleon thing.
Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh yeah, yeah. That's not a post-credit scene. It was like at the very end of the big reveal of the iconic thing. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. Maybe the clip I have up looks AI. Oh, they did mention Miles Warren, I think. They mentioned Warren, who is
Who?
he's the Jackal.
Oh.
So he's like the guy whose Rhino said he had help from someone named Miles Warren. And that was neat.
Because you caught me off guard when you just said Miles.
Oh, okay.
Like, wait
Not
a
Miles
minute.
Morales. No. Definitely not Miles Morales.
Rhino got help from a kid from Brooklyn.
No.
I mean,
That
knowing
would've been
Sony, they probably would have pulled that twist.
I could see that happening. Ugh. Boy, no. No. Absolutely not. But I would like to hear what Penguin Zero,
Yeah.
Charlie. I'd like to hear what Charlie has to say. Would you like to watch it?
Yeah, hopefully we don't get. Wait, can we get copyright for watching a YouTuber?
I don't think so. I hope not. We'll
Well,
just
one
see.
way to find out.
Okay. Please do. We'll wait a second there just to get confirmation.
Oh, snap.
Can we not?
Well, the first thing that just popped up was watching another YouTuber's copyrighted material without proper attribution can lead to copyright infringement. Even if you have permission, failing to attribute the source can result in a copyright strike.
I think I have a solution.
I mean, we already know it's from Charlie, though. That's the thing.
Right. Yeah. But maybe I can help with something. I'm gonna try something out. Entertain the audience for me. Of the one viewer that we have, entertain the one viewer
But
we
we
have.
have one viewer.
Yeah, I don't know who it is, but it's one viewer.
Hello, one viewer. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be looking at the first issue of Deadpool 1.
'Twas the night.
It was the day before
Christmas.
Christmas. It all through the house. Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. But Deadpool came around, fell through the chimney. Crap. I don't know what rhymes with chimney. Help me.
Heimlich.
Okay,
Just
let's
say it
reverse
like that.
this. Okay, let's reverse this. Not even a mouse. Wade Wilson came down your chimney.
Chimney snout.
And he shot up your spouse.
Why? Why my mouth?
I mean, if he just sat up out of a casket in Deadpool 2, there's no telling what he will do.
You're right.
I didn't even mean to do that too.
That was brilliant. Let me see if I can Okay, so I think I have an idea. I hope this works. But so I'm gonna change. So I'm doing a Photoshop right now, guys. So this is great. So I'm gonna make this turn the opacity down to like 50. That should do it. Okay, now. But I love the story. That was really good. All right, this should work. I got an overlay. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen. Right. And if we pause it at certain moments, because you can do that.
Okay.
So maybe that should do it. Hopefully. Anyway, hopefully that works.
Yeah.
Unless I need to make it bigger. Since we're still doing the storybook thing, maybe we could rhyme something with that. I'm just gonna watch it.
If we do the comic thing, maybe so we'll continue the story.
Yeah.
But for now, Charlie.
It's finally here. The underwhelming conclusion to the perpetual failure machine that was Sony's lack of Spider-Man universe with villains that were actually heroes, not even anti-heroes. Every movie in this pitiful attempt was bad. At best, one was mid. Not exactly a glowing success. But Kraven is here. No one wanted it, but it's here. No one's seeing it, but it's here.
I mean, in general, maybe. But for this universe, no. Like, I mean, a Kraven movie wouldn't have been bad. But maybe he works well when he has a Spider-Man, if he's like a lead villain.
Yeah.
It dropped to a whopping 11% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I know doesn't really mean anything. But even the people that aren't just like Rotten Tomatoes critics don't like it. And it was pretty clear that this wasn't going to be a good movie from the very first trailer, really. And it only got worse as time went on, where even the director came out and publicly begged, actually groveling for people to go see the movie, saying to please give it a chance.
I remember that. They were like, it was when I was like, that was after I was thinking, oh, this might actually be good. And then when he said that, I was like, oh, okay, I see.
The writing was on the wall that this wasn't going to be good, but it is better than Madam Web, and it's better than the worst movie of the year, Borderlands. I will get my best compliment out of the way for Kraven right now. Things happen.
I mean, yeah, that is true. I like the action. The action's not too bad.
And that is more than you can say for both Madam Web and Borderlands. Now, that's about where the compliments come to a screeching halt, really. There are some action sequences that are good, unfortunately brought down by really bad CGI, but despite that, there are some good action moments. Like, there's 2 kills in here that I actually thought were pretty cool, like kind of creative. So that was nice. And that's every single compliment that I could possibly fish out for this movie. So I just got back from seeing it and fighting off the drowsiness from how boring the first act was.
I forgot to say, speaking of that, I fell asleep for a second.
Did you actually?
I was dozing off for just a second. I didn't think I was gonna make it. I actually was like, and I was struggling to keep my eyes open. But yeah, then I had to get some soda from outside. So I walked out for a second. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't care what I'm missing.
And I took some notes, which is how you know the movie wasn't very good when I start taking notes. I do want to mention that they had it in the biggest theater there, like the biggest screen. And I was one of only like 10 people seeing it.
Same.
So I'm getting the impression that this isn't going to be a, smash hit. Not going to be a grand slam here. I'm going to tell you that much. But I think we all knew that because it's a Sony no Spider-Man movie. They just are not working. And luckily they're done with it, so that's good at least.
Just pausing for copyright, maybe not. I don't know what there is. I'm pausing for a second.
Anyway, though, the first half of the film, they dropped the first 8 minutes on YouTube, so you can kind of get a gauge for how.
Which, by the way, is such a stupid move. Like, I don't know how you felt about that, but I was thinking just...
They dropped the first 8 minutes?
They did. Yeah. Like, maybe a week... Not a week before. Well, yeah, maybe it was a week before the movie came out, and they dropped the first 8 minutes.
Unless I might have, known and probably didn't pay it much attention. I don't even remember them doing this.
Mm. Yeah, that was really not a smart idea. And even then, it wasn't entertaining.
The movie kind of plays out. He is not a bad guy. He's not a villain. He's not even an anti-hero. Kraven is just a full-blown hero. He hunts bad guys. He even has a list of bad guys, an actual Santa Claus naughty list, and he goes and kills them. So the whole premise of the film is he's killing bad guys in order to save a family member, which happens in the second act towards the end.
Which is Dimitri. So that he's actually a main character.
In the first act, though, after the 8-minute intro, which has a couple of action sequences and he breaks out of a prison, after that it's a flashback. And he's hunting with his father, Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe is on a real stinky streak. He has been in so many shit films recently. He's just in that era where he's just taking paychecks. Like, he's not really even trying that hard. In this movie in particular, I don't think he even really gave a fuck. Like, he didn't even bother to try and have fun with it.
Yeah. And I will say, though, if it was like prime Russell Crowe, like Gladiator days Russell Crowe,
then he'd be a good Kraven.
He'd be an excellent Kraven. It's I don't know why. I mean, he would have been a good for like
Toby's Spider-Man at least.
Yes,
Toby's
Spider-Man.
Technically, that was the only Spider-Man around, unless you count the cartoons.
Yeah, Gladiator was before the first Spider-Man, so yeah, he definitely would have been around.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could have been really good.
He just goes to Spider-Man and just screams out, "Are you not entertained?" while viciously trying to hunt him down.
I got you for 3 minutes. You going nowhere.
He just looked
bored
in every scene. It was just he was cashing it in, which
also, like, that's the thing with actors where it's like it shows that they're not that good. It makes them look like they're not that good when you put them in a bad movie, and it's like, this is not good.
It's Kraven. I don't think anyone thought this would be good. But that always brings me back to... I know I'm not even talking about the movie right now in particular, but it always brings me back to, like, common sense. A movie of this scale, with this kind of budget, goes through so many different departments, so many different people put their fingers in the pie. How could nobody pipe up and say, hey, this is bad? Nobody's going to want to see this. Like, I don't know how that doesn't happen. Like, I understand lazy cash grabs, but usually a lazy cash grab has a chance of making money. Kraven never even stood a fucking chance. What's the point? It's not like they even tried to do anything with it, really. They were more than content just being generic, and that's all. I don't get it. Anyway, though, so they're in the flashback for the first,
I kind of agree with that statement, and I know this is like a completely different film. But if there's one thing that Brave New World is doing, is that they recognize this movie is not that great. At least they're giving it a chance by using reshoots. Granted, it's probably a bit much because they keep going back to the drawing board again and again.
That is true.
But at least they're trying to push out something decent. By the sounds of this film, because I haven't watched it yet, by the sounds of this film, it sounds like they didn't really bother
No, they didn't. They didn't bother. You can tell. And that, yeah, I will give Marvel credit there. They may not succeed, but at least they try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Speaking of that, I'm still not excited for fourth Captain America.
35 minutes of the movie-ish, probably. That's another thing. This movie didn't even have the courtesy of being short. It was a long movie. It was a fucking...
Yeah, it was like 2 hours and 6 minutes or something like that.
Meanwhile, when the first Venom movie, like not even 2 hours, when like
yeah, it was close to 2 hours, but not that. It didn't actually get to 2 hours. maybe like 1 hour 55, which is a good length. Venom 3 is 1 hour 40 minutes.
That's perfect.
Yes, so I didn't have to sit there. That was also bad.
Fucking slog. I don't think it was over 2 hours, but it was pretty close.
It was over 2 hours.
So the first like 35 minutes, they're in the flashback, and Kraven and his brother are with their father. He's a real asshole. They don't like him. They're hunting. There's this like big chunky lion that is a legend, and their father Nikolai wants to kill the lion so he can become a legend, but instead the lion has a staring contest with Kraven, Sergey. So they have a staring contest for some reason. They like bond, and then Nikolai shoots the lion, and then the lion panics and mauls Sergey, and then carries him off into some bushes and plops him down. And then
which is weird. That's kind of a weird scene.
A girl comes over with a magic potion and dumps it in his mouth. So that girl is Calypso, and in this flashback there was a different flashback scene where Calypso's with her grandmother, and she's doing like a tarot card reading that ends on the strength card, which has a lion on it, and then the grandmother gives her a potion and says it's going to heal someone in undreamed of ways. And then that girl is on like a photography trip with her parents, and she randomly decides to like get up and leave, and then she stumbles across the lion and Sergey, and then she pours the magic elixir in his mouth and gives him the tarot card and vanishes. So then he wakes up with superpowers. That's his origin story.
It was really bad, dude. No,
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Why not just have him just a normal man?
No.
Every iteration, well, somewhat every iteration of Kraven is just some dude with peak human like physique.
Yeah,
he's just a peak human at best, if he's even that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that whole scene with Calypso's grandmother, her line delivery was so bad, dude. It sounded so artificial. If I could show the clips, I would, but we got to watch it. We got to do another Madam Web watch party with Kraven.
Oh, please.
It's so good. Now I'm just laughing because it's
really fucking lame.
Yep.
That was perfect timing.
Yeah.
It's super lame, but it's bad. It's just bad. Then after starting to figure out that he's got new powers and stuff, he decides to abandon his brother and leave his father behind and go live in the woods. And he's basically just Tarzan. He's just Tarzan. A lot of the first 35 minutes is spent with him staring into animals' eyes as animals stare into his eyes. There are so many scenes of them just locking eyeballs. Like all of the animals fucking worship him all of a sudden because of like the lion blood inside of him.
Oh yeah, it's not even... I don't think any of the animals really... There is one scene where all the bison get together and surround him and the main villain, and they fight. And they surround him. But that's pretty much...
like a kumite, like a fight pit, something.
Pretty much. But that's it. That all I can remember, because I forgot so much about this movie. That's pretty much it. Like he doesn't use them like Aquaman would with the like fish and everything. It's just weird. Like he communicates with them by looking at them and not getting them to eat him or something. But that's it.
It's really lame. So anyway, he's Tarzan now. He's living in the woods, and there's some poachers. Poachers are like the big bad guys that kind of bring Kraven to life. So he kills some poachers because everyone hates poachers. Poachers fucking suck. They are villains. And in this movie, they're like the first bad guys we're introduced to.
Kraven's a poacher, right? I think.
I mean, here's the thing. Doesn't Craven have his own like small scale army? No, in Spider-Man 2, the game he does, but I don't know if he has any.
I haven't played Spider-Man 2. I wouldn't know about that Craven, but are poachers what I think they are?
Like poachers. Like, for example, people who steal rhino horns just for money or just like show off or whatever.
Yeah, isn't that what Craven does?
I mean, the man does have a freaking lion mane on his jacket. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised at what he does.
Who knows?
So Craven kills the poachers. Honestly, the first 35 minutes felt like an R-rated version of the Wild Thornberries, but without him speaking to animals.
Isn't that the Nickelodeon show?
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
It's exactly what it is. Oh. He's right.
They were communicating telepathically. And that even comes in towards the end of the movie where the impression is he like summons a stampede. Like there's this I guess I don't want to spoil everything, but it's implied that he like summons a stampede, so he's like some kind of influence over the animals to a certain extent. He's like Aquaman, but on land. He's fucking.
That's what we said. Yeah.
Landman. Anyway, though, I'm breaking the timeline here. So after like hunting poachers and shit, it fast forwards again 16 years later, and we see Calypso. She's now a lawyer, and one of her friends has been killed after investigating some bad guys. And Craven shows up at the funeral and hands her the tarot card that she left him 16 years ago. Somehow, he found her 16 years later from only the tarot card and nothing else. And they don't even explain it. They just say he took a while to find her. He just says, yeah, it took me a while, but I found you. Fair enough, I guess. He's very good at tracking people.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's the thing. He's like, the excuse they give is like, I'm a hunter. I'm really good at it. Okay. Cap. No way you just did that. I don't think he even can. I don't remember if he can, like, sniff like an animal can or something.
What?
I meant to say, like, you know, since he has, like, animal powers, you know, one of those senses would be smell. I don't know if that counts for something, but I feel like that would have happened a lot earlier, I think, if you wanted to, you know,
I mean, man's a really good tracker of animals. Like, is that a skill that he actually does in the film? Track stuff?
I can't remember. What happens.
Because I know he's like known to be a really good tracker.
Yeah. He tracks people well, but that's pretty much it. I don't think he even uses trackers for anything like that.
Well, is what they're trying to get across. But he shows up at the funeral, hands her the tarot card back. Now they become friends. And he wants to work with her to start finding the people that are on this list more efficiently. I will say, though, he's supposed to be like the master tracker and he can find anyone. Kind of underwhelming that he then goes to a lawyer to just find people for him. Seems just kind of lazy, or maybe he's just not that good at it.
That is a good point. I didn't even think about that. And that's all she does, by the way, is just give him a magic potion and doesn't do anything else except kill a bad guy with a bow and arrow, and that's it.
Wow.
Also possible. So they team up kind of to like get all the bad guys so Craven can kill them. We then learn about the Rhino. The Rhino is basically a dweeb. He's a guy who everyone counted out and underestimated. So his big character arc is he got real strong by going to this doctor in New York who gave him like tenfold strength enhancement, but it ended up making his skin rhino-like. So then he takes like a serum to keep the rhino side suppressed because it hurts. He doesn't like the pain of being rhino. So that's like the main bad guy is the Rhino. We get like a side bad guy named the Foreigner, and he has like the ability to like brainwash people temporarily, where he'll just count 1, 2, and then they're like kind of stunned, like they're frozen, while he can move around freely. So he just kind of like teleports around like that while they're stunned.
Yeah, that was the villain that did that had Craven in the vision that he had in the fear toxin stuff.
So why didn't they just keep him as the main villain instead of Rhino?
I don't know. The Foreigner, I don't know anything about this character, but I don't know. He actually, I don't know. I don't know if I would have liked that. I want Craven to be the villain of his own movie.
Which is a cool power. Like, that's pretty strong, but they don't really utilize it super well. Like, one of the times they use it is where the Foreigner is talking to this guy who just fed wrong on purpose information to Calypso. It was all a ploy to like fool Calypso to get Craven to a certain spot. And the Foreigner was talking to this guy, and then he's ready to kill him. So the Foreigner, hypnotizes him. 1, 2, and then he just shoots him during that. You could have just shot him. Like, the guy that he shot was unarmed. He was just standing in a stairwell. What was the point in even putting him in the trance? You could have just shot him. Like, it's a cool power that I don't think they utilize in a really cool way, unfortunately. Because anytime he uses it, it's kind of just like a gun would have done the same thing and nothing else. Like, you didn't need the power. Like, it never at any point got him out of a really sticky situation per se. He could have always just shot the person or the people that were there.
I agree. That I wouldn't think it would have made a good villain or a good main villain. Yeah, I don't know if he does anything else in the comics, like what if he has more powers or not.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he shouldn't have been there. Apparently, if that was, I think he's also the guy who the villain Chance. If you know what I'm talking about.
I just saw the word chance.
Let's see. Chance Marvel.
Apparently, the Foreigner was formerly married to Silver Sable. He was a mercenary and assassin, although he has no superhuman abilities. He trained his body to absolute peak condition amongst the greatest martial arts practitioners in Marvel, and is a professional assassin who evaded detection by various international law enforcement agencies. Is highly intelligent. He's often depicted as exceedingly competent. Christopher Abbott plays the Foreigner and Craven the Hunter. Well, what powers does this guy have?
That's a good question. Maybe there's a wiki. Yeah, Marvel database wiki.
Because I'm looking right here, and it says he has no abilities. He's just trained himself to be a peak human.
He's got some gadgets, I think. He should have some gadgets. He's got some on his wrists. Let's see.
Okay, here it is. Marvel Wiki, Hypnotic Blackout. Foreigner has the ability to induce a 10-second hypnotic trance in somebody making eye contact with them. By using this ability, he can make an opponent believe he can move at super fast speeds, or by running from the scene while they are in trance, he can fool any of them into thinking he can teleport himself away. He's a disguise master, peak human. He's good at archery, weapons, and martial arts. Yeah, he would not have been a great main villain.
Yeah, he'd be a good side character if they had a gang war between like Tombstone and Silvermane, and Silver Sable was in it, and her husband was there. That'd be cool.
Maybe, yeah.
But other than that, yeah. Let's see, we got 2 more minutes right here.
So, kind of underutilized, but I actually thought that character was interesting at the very least, because he's also like a master assassin. So that's kind of cool, like the master hunter versus the master assassin. When they actually square off, kind of sucks. It just kind of sucks. I'm not going to spoil how that goes. I just thought that was a really lackluster way of.
I will. I'll spoil it for you. It's really funny. It's really, really funny. So before the fight scene in the woods with all the traps and everything and the visions and all that, there's a moment where Calypso is in Craven's outhouse with all his weapons, and she gets a bow and arrow off the wall. He has a lot of weapons, and that's a bow and arrow. And she mentions that she has been doing archery for a long time. She's really good at it. Okay. So so yeah, I'm really good at it. And then later in the fight, when Craven's getting all out of it with the fear toxin stuff or hypnote, whatever, he goes to kill him like the 1, 2, 3 that Foreigner does. He goes 1, 2, and then he gets shot in the head with a arrow.
Uh-huh.
And Calypso, forgive my language, but she goes like after 1, 2, and it shoots him, and she goes 3, motherfucker.
That just reminds me of the Jack Black meme.
I was just about to say, I thought of that exact same video in the theater. I was just like, I busted laughing, dude. That was so bad. If you guys want to know how that scene went, just watch this video right here. Okay, let me see if I can. Here it is.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, mother.
That is exactly how it went. It's so bad. It's so funny. Anyway.
Dealing with that guy, with the Foreigner. I'm not even going to bother with the rest of the notes. The movie's just not good. You weren't planning on seeing it anyway. Nobody is planning on seeing this movie for good reason. It's just a waste of time. Like I mentioned, there's a couple decent action moments, but I can't even say like full action scenes are good because the CGI is so bad in those scenes that it does weigh that down. So you can only have like a couple flashes of decent moments. So like him using the bear trap to kill a guy was cool. Him setting up this elaborate trap with bear traps and a giant log, that was cool. But the rest of that scene around it, not very cool. So there's like a couple of moments that are decent, but overall it's
there were moments wasted where it's like it shows him actually being skilled at what he does as like a normal hunter. Like as far as like the powers stuff, that's just all throughout the movie. But as actual like peak iconic Craven, that was probably the closest we got.
Mm.
And the look, but that was at the very end, and he just sat there with the pose that his dad made for him, the dad that he hates, and then kills later in the movie for some reason.
It's just not really a good movie. It is infinitely better than Madam Web, though. That movie had nothing in it, like actually nothing, and it's better than the Borderlands movie because that movie also had nothing in it, and Borderlands is still worse because not only did it have nothing in it, but it had the worst fucking jokes ever. At least Craven, this movie, doesn't really have many jokes, like maybe 1 or 2 total. So it's better than 2 of the worst movies of the year. So it's improvement, like all things considered, for the Sony villain Spider-Man verse, but they're not villains, they're actually heroes. There's just no Spider-Man. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya.
There we go. Thank you for your insight, Charlie.
Yeah.
Hope that copyright worked, or that sign worked. But yeah, don't watch it. I give it a 1.5 out of 10. But hey, what do I know? Do you want to see it, Donovan?
Now I got to. I'm serious. Now I gotta watch this movie.
Mm-hmm. It's not out yet on 1, 2, 3 movies, but
Nah, I don't. That's fine.
yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't even recommend wasting time on that.
Mm-mm.
But other than that, don't watch it if you haven't. So not the best Christmas movie, but we're not even talking about Christmas movies. I want to talk about movies that you specifically remember getting for Christmas that was one of your favorites. I'll let you go first.
Well, it's not really much, but I guess Christmas films that I remember getting.
Well,
would-
not just Christmas films that you got, but like movies for Christmas. Like
so like Die Hard or something.
not Christmas themed. Like if you got a certain movie, it's any movie of any genre in the history of film that you got for Christmas. It could be Christmas too.
Because really the only one I got was like was really just Polar Express.
What was more of your what was your like go-to Christmas gifts? Like what kind of medium were you mainly
It
getting?
was really anything from like superhero toys to wrestling stuff
Mhm.
to video games as I've moved on and grew up. Then it would be like DVDs of like wrestling related stuff, but that was it. But in
Okay.
terms of films, it was Polar Express.
All right. That's good. It's kind of a weird looking movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, when you look back on it.
It looks like CGI advanced a bit too far for the time.
Mhm.
It looks good, but there are some scenes, or like specifically faces, in particular the nerd kid, the one with the glasses.
Yes.
God, he looked so weird.
Scary, dude.
He looked like something that would hide in your bedroom closet the moment you go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounded like it too.
Yeah. Definitely. Oh man, what did I get? I remember getting a few Marvel movies for Christmas. Age of Ultron and Civil War were definitely one of those.
Okay, so you got a really mid movie and a really good movie.
Come on now. No, I'm joking.
I don't like Age of Ultron. I really don't.
That's fine. I mean, yeah, there's some I have problems with it too. But there's actually really good scenes in there too where I'm kind of like, man, that could have been so much more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Civil War's goated. It would have been horrible if they were swapped, in your opinion. It's like, so Civil War was mid and Age of Ultron was great. But I had to fart. Sorry. I wanted to do that. Man of Steel. I remember getting that for Christmas. I watched that a few times. On repeated. I don't know. Some of the movies, like I watched all the way through, and then I just skipped to the parts that I liked.
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite. I watched that, and I got a Thor Ragnarok Lego set, and I was building it and watching Napoleon Dynamite. That was fun.
I actually did watch Man of Steel not too long ago, actually. It was not... It really wasn't that bad of a film. But I will say Michael Shannon, Henry Cavill, and, like, I forgot the Clark's names.
The Clark name.
Kal-El's parents. Like,
Russell Crowe. Oh, Jor-El and...
No, like the human parents.
Oh, Jonathan and Martha Kent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Those four people carried, and Russell Crowe carried too.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, he's kind of normal in that movie too.
yeah, I mean, he sounds like he was. He was better in that movie than what he was in Craven.
Definitely.
But Michael Shannon in particular was really outstanding on that film.
I really like Michael Shannon. He's a good actor. I've heard a video talking about like recasting Batman or something, having him as Black Mask.
I mean, it was better than that. Sounds better than Ewan McGregor doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, boy. Why Obi-Wan? Why'd you got to do it?
Mm-mm.
Why'd you have to do it?
No. I have not seen Birds of Prey. I don't think I ever want to see Birds of Prey.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
Just know this. Black Mask explodes in the ending.
Cool. Oh, okay. So I actually do want to talk about this. We talked about Marvel and the future of Marvel. I want to talk about the future of DC because I have some thoughts about that.
All right.
So, I mean, well, I guess we could start off with the question, since you've watched Man of Steel recently. Having watched that, how do you feel about the new Superman next year?
It's next year.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a trailer coming out tomorrow for Superman.
Is it still called Superman Legacy?
I don't think so. I think I just think it's Superman.
Hmm.
I'm gonna see. Let me see if I can, just for confirmation.
To be honest, I'm stoked for it because we need more Superman media and live action, anyways.
I agree.
Because they massacred my boy Henry. He didn't even get a chance to really shine like he should have.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping James Gunn allows the Man of Steel to actually be able to do something.
Yeah.
The only nitpick I got is just the suit symbol. That's it.
Yeah. I would prefer the classic Christopher Reeve suit.
Yes.
I think that's peak Superman. I don't care about the underwear. I like it.
You could do a hodgepodge of like both, like having the Kryptonian leather of Man of Steel while still having the Chris Reeve suit.
Yeah. I don't like it looking like baggy Guardians of the Galaxy suit.
No.
That's just, I don't know. I don't like that it's up to here. Like, it's like New 52 Superman mixed with Kingdom Come and just regular Superman. It's not a good combo.
It isn't.
But yeah, because isn't Kingdom Come kind of a specific story with that symbol? Like, there's a meaning to it, and it's not just.
I don't know the meaning behind the symbol, but yeah, there is a specific story with them.
Mm-hmm. And that's a big thing too. Is like, that's such an iconic logo, the normal Superman logo, and then you just make it Kingdom Come, which is cool, but it's not. You can't tell that. I mean, you can tell it's an S because of looking at the original, but if you didn't, which I don't know how you haven't before, it's just a line in this. But
also, Kingdom Come is a more experienced, older Superman. This one looks like year one soups mixed with New 52, like you said.
Is that why they call it Superman Legacy?
I hope not.
Oh gosh.
I hope it ain't.
Or why they called it that.
Okay. This looks, on the subject of Kingdom Come, if I can share my screen.
Yeah.
This actually looks pretty sick. I like this.
Okay. Oh, I like that a lot.
That's what we should have got.
That would have worked for like
an older, more experienced Superman in the DCEU.
Yeah, if you kept the DCEU and you had Superman 2 or 3.
Yes.
Honestly, it worked for 2.
It would work, especially for Cavill. Like, if you really wanted it to work as like a superhero thing, you could have like one be Man of Steel, have the normal suit.
Mm-hmm.
You could, if you wanted to have BVS, but I would just like not have that.
Right.
Probably just have a Batman movie for secondly.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to go down the BVS route along down the line, don't call it Dawn of Justice. Just call it World's Finest, please.
Yeah. Or just have them team up. I don't want them fighting.
Yeah. Then Justice League could introduce the black suit like they did in Snyder Cut.
Yes.
That can introduce it.
Mm-hmm.
And then like once he like ditches the black suit, he has this in Superman 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm. Or Justice League 2. I mean, whatever. Just have it like last few minutes or have last few films. But yeah, that totally works. And what sucks is like James Gunn's not going to keep him.
No,
he's gonna. I watched a video by, I think it's called, her name's Jester Bell, I think, but basically criticizing James Gunn for like keeping characters that he likes or that he's used. So this is where it's confusing. It's like going into X-Men timeline territory where it's like just completely nonsensical. So he's saying certain things are canon, like the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker.
You're right.
But they're DCEU things. But they've had certain things in the past that are connected, like Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey for Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, just if you're going to do, I guess that's why they call it a full or like a soft reboot for the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's weird. I and the layout of the universe is weird because you have Creature Commandos out already, and then Superman, and then what is the whole layout? It's not even like main. It's nothing like the MCU would like back in the day. Like they're not doing like this, like the popular heroes, like the actual iconic heroes for the Justice League. They're just kind of doing random stuff that like I wouldn't mind if a universe like had already established heroes in it or something. But it helps to have a bunch of like new characters show up like they did with like phase 1 and then phase 2 and so forth. But it's just, I don't know. Something is stenchy about this.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I kind of agree. It does feel weird. Feels a bit off that they have all of this. Yet Superman, I don't know. It's just, I can't really put my finger on it. I can't really explain it in words, but it just does feel weird. Feels off. Like something is like, it's like A plus B is equaling D. There's no C in this, you know?
That's actually really wise, and I like that you said that.
That's what happens when you still have a math exam still embedded in your brain.
Traumatizing. But yeah, and what I don't like is James Gunn's, he's not into everything. He's into like obscure characters. That's kind of his shtick. Even before Guardians, he did a movie called Super with Rainn Wilson, who played Dwight Schrute in The Office.
Yeah.
And he's kind of a anti-hero who kills people, I think, but it's also a comedy. He helped make Brightburn. Yeah. But the thing is, like, Guardians is his thing. Guardians of the Galaxy is his baby. He made them popular. And when people thought they were going to fail, that's when he made Guardians. People loved it. And I love Guardians. It's great.
Yeah.
But he wants to keep doing that. And you can see that with the Suicide Squad. That wasn't like too over the top yet. It was kind of like, oh, okay, I can see that. That's cool. But then you get to like Creature Commandos, you're like, okay. And then you get to the Authority, and then you're like, oh, this is Guardians. Like all of these teams are just Suicide Squad characters, the violent people, weird, obscure, violent people together again.
It just sounds like he's so accustomed to one specific formula that he doesn't really want to change it.
Right.
I guess in his mind, the main saying that goes into his head is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what it sounds like you're describing.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like he doesn't have enough imagination to branch out. Or at least I wouldn't have him in charge so much. No. Because I feel like
he's a director first, though, right?
I think so. Or like it's weird. It's like, does So, like for the MCU, does Kevin Feige make up the movies, or does
I thought he was just the spokesperson. I'm gonna be completely honest.
I don't know who. I'm actually gonna have to look that up. Let me see. Do CEOs choose the movies? Who decides to make a movie? It says the idea might come from a director, producer, or screenwriter. Once everyone agrees it's a good idea, the producer raises money to pay for the film. Casting director finds the best actors for the part. So Sarah Haley Finn, who works for the MCU stuff, she casts all the movies. So she casts all, like everyone for each movie, and maybe that's, I don't know if that's related to who gets to choose which movies to do. Maybe if I ask, like, does Kevin Feige?
Because it says here he's a producer, studio executive, and now apparently a CCO, Chief Creative Officer.
Yeah, it's like pretty much determined by them or by him. Which I wouldn't. I don't know. So I guess James Gunn's pretty much doing his job, right? But I don't know. I don't know what Peter Safran is like. I don't know if he's kind of like, I don't know if we should do this or not. But I feel like James Gunn, he doesn't get told no, I don't think, because of Guardians and how successful it was.
Yeah.
It's probably one of those people that's like, I don't know. Not that he doesn't get told no. It's hard to explain. Rather, I can't put it into words. But he's making it for himself, it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, look at it this way. At least it's not The Rock trying to run DC.
Dude. Could you imagine?
The climate of the DC universe is about to change. No, the hierarchy of the DC universe is about to change.
Yeah. And also the contract where he can't lose a fight in a movie he's in, just to show how badass he is.
Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm genuinely curious who made that idea up.
Probably him. I don't know. What are they gonna think? It's like, oh, The Rock lost in a movie. He's not that strong.
Meanwhile, dude is like peaked physically in his 40s and 50s.
Yeah, I don't want
He'll
to
be
fight
alright.
him. Yeah.
Doesn't help that he also can't apparently lose a fight in pro wrestling because he's a board member of this thing called TKO, which is a joint effort between WWE and the UFC, if you know what that is.
Oh, yeah, that's more like
The MMA.
okay, yeah.
So he's a board member there. Chances are he can't lose a fight in that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Can't lose a fight in a film. I'd hate to play as him in a video game because that's the only time where he probably would lose a fight.
Yeah.
If he loses in that.
I don't know. I don't know. That would be funny to think about, though. You just got awful, like, world builders to make just a universe. Mm-hmm. Which I will say, Zack Snyder, say what you will, but I would have liked, he did, but I would have liked to see his universe, the Snyderverse.
I would have at least liked to see how it would end.
Yeah. Would it just end with the third Justice League?
Oh, no. I mean, it would make sense to, since you kind of did wrap up most things.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Yeah, I mean, he's not good really at like screenplays and stuff, but he's a great cinematographer, I will say. I'll say that about Craven too. I forgot to say, Craven has some good cinematography here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But we've already talked about that. It's awful. Imagine getting like, if you, who's a director or screenwriter, or just someone famous that you would absolutely hate running a DC or Marvel universe? Like, for example, if Tommy Wiseau made his own.
Okay, that would be funny.
That would be funny.
That's different. That'd be funny.
That would be pretty funny.
Honestly, I don't really know a lot of directors that.
Maybe not directors. Maybe just like celebrities like The Rock, because he was thinking about it, or maybe I don't know if he was thinking about it, but he was like,
he tried to push himself into that role.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's some people that don't really deserve to be in that role.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're a celebrity or a producer or a director, it don't matter. Some people don't deserve that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is gonna sound like a hot take to most. I don't think Kevin Feige should be a producer.
Not anymore.
No.
Definitely not anymore. I mean, I don't really know who you could replace. But like the culture we're in now, where everything's offensive and you can't make good movies anymore, I would say just don't make any more MCU movies. I would have been fine with Endgame ending right there.
Endgame was the perfect ending, and I guess No Way Home could have been like the perfect
one-off thing.
Well, when I mean perfect epilogue, I don't mean perfect as in good quality. I mean perfect as like just for perfect fan service.
Sure. If you had Endgame, then Far From Home, then No Way Home, and stopped there, yes.
Yeah.
Or Daredevil Season 4. Not Daredevil Born Again. You know what? Actually, no. Never mind. That's the same
Punisher
thing.
Season 3.
Just keep all of them on Netflix and don't make Disney Plus.
Yeah. If you really want to keep going with Marvel for some reason, just keep it going with the street level guys.
Yeah.
All the big players are gone, retired, or dead.
Yes. And they're coming back anyway. Which, by the way, Chris Evans is coming back for Doomsday. Right. Mm-hmm. I heard Anthony Mackie was pissed about that before his movie's coming out. He's like, why are you promoting him before my movie's coming out? Understandable.
I would be royally mad about that too. Like, why?
I really like Anthony Mackie, by the way. I don't want people thinking I hate him. I just hate the movie he's in.
It's weird. Anthony Mackie is a good actor. And he seems like a real cool guy. But some of the movies he's been in are not great.
No.
The only movie outside of Marvel that I genuinely liked him in was 8 Mile, the Eminem movie. That was it. And he didn't even do much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I would watch Twisted Metal, but I don't know where to find it. But
it's
I heard that's a good one.
Yeah, it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
But Chris, they're really desperate. That's how you know they're bad. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, it's cool, they're getting him back. It's part of their plan. No, they don't have a plan. They need something, and it's going to be bad. So they need heavy hitters again. Maybe the Russos will cook something up.
They had better.
They better. Oh yeah, I pulled something up. You want to see something offensive I found on YouTube?
What?
It's actually the music from Punisher.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna play the music because that would be copyright. I'm gonna mute it and show the image and just let you see it at the bottom. So they had the audacity to put the Disney Plus logo at the bottom left corner.
I'm so done.
I know, right? Like, how freaking dare you? How dare you? How
That just ruins the whole image right there. And you can't
It
look away
does.
from it because once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah. At least Netflix looks cooler logo, has a cooler logo.
Yeah.
That's just so terrible, dude. The disrespect. Ugh.
Brother, ew.
Brother, ooh, what's that, brother? But you know what? It is what it is. They hate you.
Yeah.
And your mom.
Wait, what?
I don't know. They hate your mom too. They hate your dad. They hate all of you.
That's okay, because we hate you too, but not for this Christmas.
We'll cut you a break. It's Christmas.
Yeah, for now.
For now, yeah. But no, if they kept him with Netflix, it would have still been okay.
Yeah.
I
I was
don't
so disappointed when I saw them like get rid of him.
Mm-hmm. Just because Disney Plus was out, they just yeah. I remember watching it on Netflix for a little bit before they took it off.
Yeah.
Those are good days.
To this day, I have never finished both shows.
Well, you know what we need to do.
Yes.
And Barry, I know what you're gonna say. We need to finish Barry. I know.
I wasn't even going to say anything about Barry, but you're right.
Dang it. Oops. Also a very good show. But yeah, Daredevil's so good. It's good. I don't know what else to say. Oh, how about you excited for the Spider-Man Noir show?
Yeah, I'm a little bit excited for it. I'm glad they got Nick Cage to come back.
That is good.
That's cool. I do enjoy how they're trying to make a live action show. I've been wanting to see a live action Spider-Man TV series for a long time now. And I'm kind of glad that they're actually pulling it off.
Yeah.
And speaking of Spider-Man, did you hear that Beyond the Spider-Verse, it's not getting moved to 2025. They said they're going to take a lot of loving care with this film and take their time with it, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Oh, but okay, so this is something that I saw here. 1 second. I'm just gonna roll across the room. Okay, I'm back. So this was something that Aaron shared with me. I'm gonna turn this down. Let's see. Okay, there was this Beyond Reporter, which was the source, but it says Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse will officially be released in 2027/2028. It's good long time. The film will take place after Battle World, it says.
So you're telling me this movie is finna connect with the MCU?
It already has with Across the Spider-Verse with all the flashbacks and mentions and stuff. So now it sounds, I don't know if this is rumored or not, but they mentioned Battle World, so
we're gonna see a live action Miles and Spider-Gwen, I swear.
I don't want to. It's gonna be cursed.
Want to either.
Oh my gosh, no.
God, multiverse stuff is so dumb.
At least Into the Spider-Verse was like the best at it, where they just teleported and that was it. They didn't explain it.
No.
And it was like its own contained multiverse, like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Or like Everything Everywhere All at Once. It wasn't like that. But then Across the Spider-Verse kind of ruins that. And I think it's a good movie, but there's problems with it. And that's one of them that I have. And you know, but yeah, the whole thing with Into the Spider-Verse is like, okay, they teleported to another universe. They can't stay there because they're glitching out. They'll die if they stay there. So they got to go back, and that's it.
Something No Way Home should have done, but they didn't.
Yeah. No, they've done so many things wrong. I think that would have made sense. Which, if you're connected with them, then how come that doesn't apply to that?
Right. Like, it don't matter whether it's Sony or not.
Mm-hmm.
That should, like, same implications should work if you're going to do that.
Especially if you're Spider-Man.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No Way Home sucks. That is the worst Spider-Man movie, hands down.
Even worse than TASM 2?
Yes! It is so much worse than TASM 2. And TASM 2 is bad. But there are things that I like about it.
Even worse than Morbius?
It's probably on par. No, it's like a smidge over Morbius. A smidge.
Even worse than Madam Web.
At least that was funny. No Way Home made me mad after watching it. I don't know how it made you feel, but I was mad. I was livid. Oh, no.
I know what isn't bad, though. Todd
What's that?
McFarlane Spider-Man.
Yes. Which I still need to read. But it looks cool.
Speaking of which, do you want to talk about, like, Christmas gifts or something? Because I did get, like, the gifts of, like, books and such. We don't have
Sure.
to. If you don't
Oh,
want.
no. That's fine. We got like
All
20
right.
minutes left or 10 minutes left. Yeah, we can. I don't have any gifts myself, but I'd love to hear yours.
Well, you know what I have, but most recently, if I can pull it out, hold on a sec.
Got a full pet, tell me. This is quality stuff, guys. Oh.
Oh, this is heavy. So, as a lot of people might not know, I am a fan of Power Rangers. I've been a fan of it since I was a kid. I don't actively watch the shows anymore, but I do like the media. I did for Christmas, even though the box is kind of beyond scuffed because it's a pre-owned version instead of one that was freshly new, because that was the only thing we had on Amazon. I got something special that I've been wanting for a while. I couldn't get the Master Morpher, so I got the next best thing. Oof.
Ooh, I like that.
For the
That's
low price of like $25.
Really? Nice.
It was only like 92, but for some reason, I guess it was on sale for Christmas. Of course, you know, I had my one-of-a-kind Deadpool comic, which was 50, which I still haven't read yet. I got it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But my biggest prize that I got, and I'm so happy for this, because I might start collecting these from now on, the entire X Factor Omnibus.
Yeah.
That literally has 42 comics inside of it.
That's
all
awesome.
in one book, and it doesn't even have just X Factor. The literally it starts off with an Avengers book, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Thor, Power Pack, Spider-Man. It
Power
even has a
Pack.
Secret Wars, an Incredible Hulk one, and
Really?
something with I guess these are just books that have X Factor in them, which explains why.
Okay.
And of course, they have concept art and stuff in the back. There's even something with the Phoenix Force on there too.
So, like, X Factor 1 is like a thing in that book, right? Like, it's
Yes.
somewhere. Okay.
It's the third. It's the third comic in there.
Okay. Would you say are you a fan of X Factor more, or are you more X-Men?
I mean, X Factor is the original X-Men.
Yeah.
Like the original 5. But I don't know. I guess it just depends on the team and who's on it.
True.
But yeah, I like X Factor. I feel like when I do, spoiler alert, chat, I am going to make a comic book review channel. So
Shameless plug.
So this is going to be one of the biggest parts of that channel. You're going to see a lot of X-Men related stuff on that channel, so be aware.
Mm-hmm.
You've been warned. Okay.
So you better save yourself.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
no, seriously, this was the only affordable omnibus I could get at like $100-something bucks. The rest were just like breaking past like 112, 120, and it was just a big hassle on Amazon, so I didn't even bother. If only I could get like the X-Men stuff in between the original 5 from like the Uncanny 60 series and X Factor. So like giant size X-Men. If only I can get that, which would fit so well with this.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my plan is to just get like as much old school X-Men out of the way as best as I can, or at least a Claremont run.
Nice.
And I might branch out and do like other things like Spider-Man or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to get a 4th book for a tabletop game that we play, but me and some friends play. But other than that, that's it.
Nice. Well, that's cool. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I can't wait either. I'm probably going to start with the X-Men Uncanny stuff, the original 5, like the original 60s run first.
Nice.
And whatever you guys want me to read read afterwards, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. I thought about doing some comic reviews as well, but
you should.
Really know. I thought about trying to find amalgam comics, because those are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
The Joker Sabretooth combination is really neat.
There should be a Joker Carnage one because it only seems fine for it.
I think that was it was Spider-Man and Batman crossing over.
I want to see that amalgam comic where I don't know if it's an amalgam comic or not, but it's the one where Superman's holding Mjolnir and the Cap shield.
I think that was Avengers or JLA versus Avengers. Yeah.
Plus, I also like that Wolverine Batman one too. That is phenomenal.
What is his name? Wolverine Batman crossover. Dark Claw. Oof. That's so cool.
Could have been a better name, but
I like that name. What do you mean? It's so cool.
Dark Claw. I'm gonna have to get used to it, I guess.
I guess, yeah. But yeah, these are some of the images. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was probably my favorite.
Yes.
Were you gonna say something?
No, I was just agreeing with like how good it looks.
Yeah. But I think that's pretty much it. That's all I got.
Yeah. That's all I got too.
Yeah. We're not as long as Kraven the Hunter, but we're getting close. But it was fun. It was a good Christmas themed episode. Not really Christmas, talking about Christmas that much, but we got some great stuff coming out later. And yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you like it. If you like this live stream, let me know and like it for me. Be sure to watch more of the DDiscussioMs episodes, and be sure to look out for more videos that I'm gonna try to be posting out soon. Be sure to check out Don's. What's the name of the channel?
Which one?
Your new one.
Don's Comic Domain.
Don's Comic Domain. Be sure to check that out. Super cool. It's gonna be great. And I guess Dynamite and Don's podcast, if you still want to check that out. I don't know if it's still like
It's in limbo right now.
Yeah. Be sure to watch out for the limbo and catch something. And but yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And thanks for being here, Donovan. It was fun
Thanks
as
for
always.
having me.
Yeah. And catch y'all later. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I don't know what that was.